FJNC, Kamau. Eh.
This lady here is Kameme.
Oh, Kameme.
And also, she was secondly for the women rep.
Thank you.
She was married.
Oh, well done.
Former MC also.
Yeah, just mention MCA Kiambu. Karisho. Ah, good. But of course, today we call each other Mwanaiya. In Kikamba means brother. A former MP for Limuru, Mheshimiwa Peter Mwadhi. Part of the reason we are here, literally. So, the subject matter is entitled State-Sponsored Terrorism and the Lack of Political Goodwill to Implement the NADCO Report. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here at this center. On Thursday, November 28th, instead of mourning the unexpected loss of their 23-year-old son, Erastus Duarte, a family and community were forced to flee and seek refuge owing to thugs. Several mourners, including Duarte's relatives, suffered injuries that required medical attention. Others were fortunate to escape the melee physically unscathed. As the dust settled, it was evident that these goons had one purpose in mind: to disrupt, to destroy, and prevent persons whom they felt were hostile to the Kenya Kwanza administration from interacting with mourners in Bibirone village, Limuru constituency, Kiambu County. To compound an already dire situation, area MCA Christopher Ireri and former Limuru MP Peter Mwadhi were abducted and unceremoniously bundled into Subarus by unidentified men before being abandoned near the southern bypass at around 11 p.m. That is for Peter Mwadhi. For Christopher, we gather is still in hospital in Kiambu, many kilometers away from Bibirone village. By the way, these were by hooded men. Fully armed with walkie-talkies. I think you hear the testimony of Mheshimiwa Mwadhi. Despite the statements from both the Inspector General of the National Police Service, Mr. Douglas Kanja, and the Director of the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, Mr. Mohammed Amin, that the chaos was due to, quote unquote, a lack of advanced intelligence, and that Honorable Mwadhi and Honorable Ireri were not in their custody. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence is irrefutable. This was a state-sponsored attack and abductions. Honorable Mwadhi is here with us today, and Honorable Ireri is in hospital in Kiambu. They will tell the country their harrowing night of terror with a state-sponsored abduction squad. The Subaru boys. We condemn in the strongest terms possible this state-sponsored terrorism against its own citizens. We are reminded of the words of German pastor Martin Niemöller, very famous. He famously said, and I quote, "First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me." End of quote. So Kenyans, that's exactly where we are. If we don't speak out, we will suffer the consequences. Ladies and gentlemen, a terrorist attack on one Kenyan is an attack on all of us, regardless of race, ethnic community, and political persuasion. An abduction of one of us is an affront to all who believe in a free and democratic society. We therefore call upon all Kenyans, irrespective of the political persuasion, to call out this rogue regime and in one accord say, no, no more state-sponsored terrorism. Fellow Kenyans, we can now attest to the power of our combined protest voices against poor governance and corruption. Kenyans from all walks of life protested peacefully in the courts, on social media, and in print and broadcast media against the Adani Group's opaque, non-competitive, and secretive dues to take over Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, JKIA, and the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, KETRACO. It was the U.S. Department of Justice's indictment of Adani for violations